In this video, I'm going to be showing you the fastest way to script your next $1 million VSL using AI in under 60 minutes. And in fact, I'm scripting one of my next VSLs live and I might as well do it with you guys. So essentially, if you don't know who I am, and if you're new to the channel, my name is Mehdi. I've generated over $5 million in the info space with less than 10,000 Instagram followers. And the crazy part is I'm now using AI to script a lot of my sales letters. Now, having been in the info space for over 10 years now, it used to take me weeks to script a VSL. Now you can do it in 60 minutes using AI. And by the end of this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it so you can swipe and deploy this inside of your business. By the way, if you're new to this channel, all we talk about is cracking 100K months or tacking on that next 100K month. Now, by the way, we do not make any financial claims. I don't know who the fuck you are. According to the IRS, there is a 0.1% chance that your business will ever hit $1 million a year, and an even smaller percentage that it will hit multiple millions of dollars a year. So with that being said, let's get into the video. So as you can see, I have a tool open right now called Poppy AI, and this is what I specifically use to script all my videos. Now, if you haven't heard of Poppy, there's a link in the description. You can check it out. I do make a commission, 70 bucks, and you get some money off as well. So it's cool for both of us. Anyways, point being, let's get into it. One of the first things that you are gonna need is you're gonna need a knowledge base of your business. And if in 2026, you are using LLMs like ChatGPT, Poppy AI, which is actually an SLM, a single language model, and you don't have a knowledge base of your company, you are gonna get absolutely wrecked by your competition, which is very important as to why you should build one right now. So I'll give you a quick little zoom in as to what my one looks like. I have my dream client profile. I have everything about them, everything that these guys are speaking about on Reddit, Twitter, transcripts from long form YouTube videos that they're watching and consuming, the type of language that they used to, their biggest pain points, so on and so forth, right? It just gives me ultra clarity. So whenever I'm creating content, VSLs, or any of that stuff, I know my ideal client profile inside and out. Then I have my offer written down as well, who this is for, what separates my offer from everybody else, unique selling points, so on and so forth. I have my offer stack as well that pretty much breaks down my exact offer. So, you know, again, in a second where we're gonna feed it to AI, it will know our offer and audience inside and out. You have to constantly re-explain from scratch. It has my tone as well. And this is one of the things that we actually do for our clients as well. So we have like an ultimate prompting guide that helps you prompt your exact offer, do in-depth research for your ideal clients, even as far as like scripting your VSL and stuff like that. So let me walk you through this step by step, okay? So essentially the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go inside of Poppy. And one of the most important things about your VSL is arguably the hook. Because if the hook sucks, your audience is never gonna listen to the rest of your sales video, right? You're gonna lose their attention. And your audience's attention is the most crucial thing in the situation. So what I like to do, one of the absolute goats of writing hooks is this guy called Callaway. If you haven't watched his videos, check him out. I don't make anything from that. I'm just putting you on game. Game recognizes game. So what I like to do first is I like to say, yo, Poppy. And let me tell you a bit about Poppy. The reason I like Poppy compared to ChatGPT is because they have like a chat box that you can attach things to, right? So what you might not realize about something like ChatGPT is it's an LLM, right? Which means a large language model. I believe that's the correct terminology for it, okay? So essentially what it does is it scrapes all the information from the internet, whether it's good, whether it's bad, and it uses that info to help you create your stuff, which is why sometimes it sounds super robotic or it sucks and you find yourself more time fixing the AI tool rather than actually using it, right? Or you probably would have been able to do a better job just doing it yourself. Poppy is pretty good because it's an SLM, a single language model, so it makes decisions based off the data that you feed it. Now, typically, the more data that you have, the better that your stuff is going to be produced, which is why I told you you need an AI knowledge base within your business, which again, if you need help building, my link is in the description. You can book a call with me and my team, and we can definitely walk you through what that looks like for your business. But essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, yo, Poppy, I've just attached 3 banger videos that explain very clearly how to create a scroll stopping hook. Now, what I want you to do is extract everything plus the key winning patterns that you notice. In a minute, we are going to use this to script the ultimate 7-figure VSL, all right? By the way, I've written over 300 video sales letters manually for my clients. So this is an absolute blessing, and it's almost scary how quick this is at writing really good VSLs, all right? So now it's learning the different patterns. I'm feeding it context and information, because the more context and information you feed your AI stuff, the better it does, okay? So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload a few more documents, all right? So again, I want my dream clients in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to this. And Poppy's pretty cool because you can group stuff up, okay? So what we're not gonna do for this example is we're not gonna group stuff up, but let's just go over to downloads. Now I have analogies that sell. One of my good friends in the space, if you don't know who he is, his name is Dan Henry. He's one of the best copywriters of all time. And the guy has cleaned up over $30 million worth of sales. And recently at a bad marketing event hosted by Eddie Malouf, Dan was doing a section where he was explaining that he closed over $5 million in a single webinar presentation. And the one biggest thing that helped him be able to close that was using analogies. So typically, this is a cheat code. I like to come up with 10 to 12 very killer analogies that make selling my product feel inevitable. And I'll give you a good example of this. One of the best insurance salesmen of all time had a video, sorry, not a video. He would go out there and sell insurance to people who absolutely despise the idea of buying insurance. And the way he did it is he would go out there and say, listen, let me ask you a question. If you guys had a money printer, that was printing you money consistently, would you go out there and insure it? And people would say, 100% we would. And be like, but why? Well, the money printer, like if it's not insured and it breaks, then we're gonna stop printing money and we don't want that negative outcome. He goes, okay, interesting, but aren't you that money printer for your family? And they go, you're right. Well, do you have insurance for yourself? And they'll be like, no, we don't. So what he did is he did a simple reframe using an analogy where he sold the idea of insuring the money printer, which in this case is them, his clients, and the offer sold itself, the insurance sold itself. And just like that, there are several analogies that you could come up with. And again, this is something I help my clients with. That would make it inevitable for your offer to sell itself. So key thing I want to share with you in this video is never sell the offer, sell the idea, and the offer will sell itself, which is why analogies are a very key part of your VSL. And if you're not using them, you absolutely should be, all right? So now that we've attached that, I'll be like, I've now attached analogies that sell. Can you extract all the winning analogies that I personally use in my offer? All right. So what it's going to do now. Yep. These are definitely the analogies that I use. All right, sick. So it's going to help me write a VSL while incorporating those. And by the way, those are analogies that I actually use on sales calls as well, right? So once it's got that info, we're going to let it extract. We're going to upload a few more documents. So let's do the ICP next. Typically, I like to start with ICP, but AI is so smart, it doesn't really matter, right? It's not like a human brain where you need to go in a very, very specific order. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach this, all right? So, oh, incredible. Okay, next, I want to add in my ICP. Need you to do an in-depth analysis of my ICP. All right, we're gonna wait for it to come up with that. All right, so now that it understands my ICP, now that it's uploaded, we're gonna label this. That's the cool thing about Poppy as well. Again, this is not just a show for Poppy, I just genuinely use it in my day-to-day. Okay, next, I wanna add in my ICP. Need you to do an in-depth analysis of my ICP. All right, let's get it to do that. So now, and another cool thing that you can do is you can always attach your sales pages as well, which I highly recommend. It's gonna learn everything about your ideal clients. It's gonna learn everything about your testimonials on that page. It's gonna analyze your written sales copy. And there's so many cool things that it can essentially do. So again, it's learning the language, right? Fatigue hell, content hamster wheel. Like you guys probably heard these sentences and phrases being used in ads. And I, funny enough, use these in my ads. These are all winning patterns that I've all extracted. I'm constantly updating this sheet, right? The golden era of coaching where you just cook up one video and just launch it is over. Like you guys need to be able to go out there and have fresh insights in your ideal client profiles because the market is shifting so consistently, right? The good thing is inside of my inner circle, we constantly update our clients and we give them banging AI tools to go out there and do research and stay ahead of the curve. So cool, now we have our ideal client profile linked up. The next thing I want it to do is extract my client pain points, okay? Now, extract. As you can see, I can't spell. I can't spell, but I can make a $1 million VSL, right? Now extract my ideal client pain points. There we go. And then what we're gonna do while it's doing that, all right, I'm gonna upload another doc. So now we have a sales script transcript. That's a closed 15K PIF. And essentially it's gonna learn from that as well. So let's just go ahead and attach this real quick. By the way, if you want this exact stuff connected and pre-connected, if you get Poppy from my link below, again, this is kind of incentivizing you to give me some money so I can give you something cool in return. You know, one thing I'll do for you is I'll attach all these docs. I mean, below in my Turn Content into Clients program, which is only 27 bucks, I give you these prompts anyways. But if you want to just get Poppy, then through my referral link, just DM me on Instagram. Again, it's in the link in the description. And I will just hook you up with these prompts if you do decide to go ahead and get Poppy through my link. So now we have the client pain points attached. The next thing that we want to do is you want to attach my offer breakdown. So again, now Poppy, I want you to understand my offer inside and out. And by the way, guys, as Poppy is like going out there and working, one thing that I want to mention to you is back in the day, you would pay $10, $20, $30,000, and it wouldn't be unreasonable to pay that sort of money to a copywriter to sit there and just understand everything about your offer. You'd have to manually explain it to them, right? Or give them docs and give them time to do research and learn this stuff inside and out. Nowadays, within literally, what's it been, like 12 minutes into this video, right? And we've been doing this live together. You can literally go out there and get AI to learn everything about your ideal clients, their pain points, study an in-depth hour to 2 hour long, I mean, your sales call shouldn't be 2 hours, but I'm just saying 2 to 3 hours worth of sales calls within minutes, right? And it just gives you a massive competitive edge. And I can almost guarantee that your competitors are not doing this, or they're not even aware that you could physically do it like this. You understand? So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm always dropping cool shit like this on my channel. You can always check out some of my previous videos as well. So now it understands pretty much 99% of what I want it to know. The last thing I'm going to give it is a sales call transcript. All right, let's feed it this transcript. Lovely. Love how fast AI is. Never gets old. Recently programmed the Rick bot. You know those Claude bot things? So bought myself a Mac Mini. I would love to show you guys, but it's on my desk. But if you follow me on Instagram, then again, you'll see me posting daily use cases for that. And that has been incredible in helping me go out there and do a bunch of research. So this is a sales call transcript. All right, bet. So lastly, I want you to analyze my sales call transcript. And see anything relevant that may also be useful for this VSL. Now, based off 50% of the stuff that we've done so far, it will still create a banger VSL. And I know this works because the most recent ad campaign that I'm running right now for one of my low ticket offers, I literally created that VSL in minutes using Poppy, and I iterated a very, very, very tiny portion of it, and that VSL is absolutely printing. And the funny thing is, when I did go out there and write the 2 prior VSLs before that, myself manually, they actually sucked in comparison to the one that Poppy did, right? And I have a lot of experience in writing out VSLs. So, lovely. It's studying my language patterns. It's understanding how I speak, which is very important. That helps you avoid AI sounding like a robot. And then lastly, again, this is something I give to a lot of my clients is a VSL framework, okay? So typically what I will do is I'll download this VSL framework, again, just done in minutes. It's ridiculous how quick this is, right? And then I have an ultimate VSL prompt, right? So after writing and studying so many different VSLs, I've come up with a universal prompt. Again, because we launch offers at such a ridiculous pace for our clients and we work with them and stuff like that, this essentially makes it so much easier. So VSL framework Let's upload that into here. All right, cool. VSL framework. All right, lovely. So we got the VSL framework tapped in. Finally, I want you to study the structure of a perfect VSL, which I have now attached. By the way, you can also use this for Instagram short form content, YouTube long form content, and a bunch of other things. Like this is another tab that you'll see where some of my winning ads, I've literally connected it to, again, some of the same resources, that same knowledge base. So when you have that same knowledge base, it just absolutely prints, you know? And you have so many incredible use cases for it. So VSL framework, just write that out. Cool, got it done. Finally, I want you to study the structure of the perfect VSL, which I have now attached. Again, I can't spell, but if a dumb mofo like me, I'm not dumb, right? Kind of smart. But I'm just saying, if someone like me can go out there and do this and clean up multiple 7 figures, there's no reason as to why you can't, you know? So again, and then I'll give it the final prompt. This one you can just kind of copy and paste into it. All right, let's go ahead and do that. Now using the final VSL again, we've given it specific word counts, we've given it specific lengths on what we've noticed work pretty well for a VSL. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. Script the VSL using this, all right? And then it will give me 4 variations of hooks, okay? Which is very, very important. So at the end of the day, in the next 12 minutes, let me read out some of these hooks so you guys can see how good this is. In the next 12 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how high-ticket coaches are using AI to create a complete client acquisition machine that generates 25 to 50K a month without sounding robotic, without losing the authentic voice, and without being chained to the laptop 16 hours a day. Already, it has the perfect promise, right? And again, it's got some serious stuff, right? So just yesterday, we had a $12,000 day in our program. It's actually 15. My average video gets 1.2 million views. And my clients, they're breaking through revenue ceilings that they've been stuck at for years. And again, it gives me pacing as well, right? Here's the thing, if you're a high ticket coach struggling to generate leads consistently, create content. Now, again, I will tweak some of this stuff because this number isn't specifically accurate. And again, my average client doesn't get 1.2 million views, just to be straight with you. We actually do the exact opposite, right? And then what you can very easily do, I'll just show you an example of my previous one, is I literally like to line by line, I like to copy that VSL into a doc, adjust certain things, and then it helps me go out there and create VSLs like this. So here's an example of a VSL that I literally built using Poppy. And it gave me 4 variations of hooks, right? The one that I personally liked is that your Instagram profile is costing you $10,000 a month in lost sales, and I can prove it to you in the next 60 seconds. That's a banger hook, right? And it's super intriguing and it's super high quality. And again, it just had an incredible flow, right? Line for line, word for word, pretty much just copied in. And if I go over and show you one of my funnels in my GHL account, so if you notice right over here, this is the exact VSL that I'm running right now. And I'm running short form ads to this and it's absolutely printing. So that was all done using AI, using the exact process that I've just taught you in less than 20 minutes, right? So if you found this video incredibly helpful, smash that subscribe button. By the way, if you want help implementing this, building out your knowledge base, scaling your coaching business to 50 to 100K months, and you want some help with that, you can click the link below, book in a call with myself, and I'd love to map out exactly what the next steps look like in your business, help you build a banger knowledge base for your business that makes scripting content a matter of minutes versus something that sounds salesy, robotic, or just absolutely crap. Other than that, follow me on Instagram. You can check out the stuff in the description. There's a lot of very, very valuable stuff in there. And if you also want help making a lot more money using Instagram story sequences, you can check out the video over here. Instagram story sequences is one of the best ways to land high ticket clients predictably, even if you have a small follower count. So if you want to master that, just click the video over here. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video.